Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Not So Pro Football Talk. We got a great, amazing video coming up for you guys. Another tier maker as we have another slower week of NFL news. We should be, I believe we're 73, 72 days away from football. So we're getting closer and closer. We're in the rough part, though, where there's literally no sports, though. Hockey is finished. NBA's finished. I imagine there's gonna be a golf tournament sometime soon. I don't know though. But we're in the dry part of sports right now. So hey, if you're feeling low right now, hang in there. Talk to a friend. Talk to one of us, and stay tuned to everything NSP because we will keep the content cranking out there for you guys. All right. But today we're gonna be ranking running backs, and we got a lot to go through. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up as this may take us a while. So we got a few categories here, guys. We got elite, all pro, star, average, elite prospects, backups, promising prospects, third stringers, and guys, check out how many people we are ranking.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I don't know everybody on this list.
Yeah, there's a lot of backups on there.
I've maybe heard of a couple of them.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to end up getting cut or on the practice squad, so obviously we won't take too much time on them.
Yes, definitely. We'll try our best to get through this. It'll be very interesting because some of these teams have 6 running backs listed on here. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. All right. But yeah, we'll be going through these. If you guys have anything to say, go ahead and drop it down in the comments. Tell us we're right, tell us we're wrong, and we'll see how this thing looks by the end of this, okay? But we're just going to go in the order they have it. So I'm guessing we're starting with James Conner of the Arizona Cardinals. How do we think he's going to well, before we start ranking, are we doing on what they've done, or do we think they're going to do this year, Vince?
That's a good question. I was going to kind of ask also, is it going to be like based on their like skill level and what they're going to do this year, or is it based on like fantasy?
I definitely don't think we should do fantasy.
Okay.
But I feel like running back, it's very much coincides, in my opinion. But I would say on what they're going to do, what we think they're going to do this upcoming year, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, so we're going to start off with James Conner of the Arizona Cardinals. I forget how old this guy is at this point. Vince, I'm going to just tell you, you're going to be the stats guy as I talk as much as I can about some of these guys. All right, all right. But James Conner, I think I would put him in the star category. I really like the guy. He's been doing it for a while. I feel like he's going to maybe end up in average potentially, just because I don't think the Cardinals are going to put him in a good situation. I don't know. What do you think, Vince?
Obviously, I think he's getting up there in age. It says here that he is 30 at this point in time and just turned 30. So we know that when you turn 30, you kind of go a little bit down. That's just kind of the running back rule. But yeah, I think he's an average guy. He still could be a star, but he's got some young rookies eating up at the back of him. We'll talk about them pretty soon.
All right. Next up, I know a few of these guys, I will say, but I don't know who Benson is. So, Vincent, can you illuminate for me?
Cherry Benson, I believe he's a second-year guy.
Okay.
So he was the guy last year that people said, oh, this guy's going to take over. He's going to be like superseding James Conner by the end of the year, and he really didn't. He kind of was stinky. So in my opinion, I think we'll probably put him as a backup. I don't think he's so much of a prospect anymore. A lot of people are still raving about him in the fantasy community, but I am not. He had 63 carries last year for 291 yards, only 1 touchdown. Not very good, in my opinion. So,
all right. I'm completely fine with that then. Dan Ricardo, that is a name I do know. I know he was exciting a few weeks in fantasy. I know in some team, I forget who he played for last year. But I'm going to say he's going to be around here. I think he's going to be probably behind Benson. What do you think, Vince?
Yeah. My only thing here is I don't know if we should switch backups and promising prospects.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, see if you can move that one up. I think you did the wrong way.
What?
I want to move backups down.
Okay, wait.
Down again.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
I think Benson's DiMercado's a little bit better than Benson at this point in time.
All right.
So I would put him as a promising prospect.
Okay, I'm trying to fix the colors now.
I got you.
Now it looks good. Okay.
But yeah, we've seen Amari DiMercado play pretty good for the Cardinals. Last year, I'll just give you stats from last year, not the year prior. But okay, just a little bit of the year prior. This is his third year in the league coming in, 507 yards pretty much. And then this past season, only 223 yards, but on 24 carries. So a 9.3 yard average per carry. So that's why I think he's a little bit more explosive, a little bit better than Benson. So I would put him above Benson, in my opinion.
All right. Up next, we got Michael Carter, who was with the New York Jets, but is now for the past 2 seasons been with the Cardinals. I cannot see his stats, did he play? It's a different Carter that played for the Seahawks, right? I think you're muted.
All right. Yeah, the last guy, DJ Dallas, played for the Seahawks.
Okay,
Michael Carter, I believe, played for the...
It says Jets, I can see.
Yeah, I think it's Jets. I think this is the guy that was pretty good before, what's his name came in. I'm forgetting his name right
now. But I can see for last season, he had 9 games, rushing for 280 yards and 1 touchdown. So I'm going to say he is a third stringer.
Yeah, I think, he was all right with us, but he really never got the time of day. So he's third stringer.
All right. Well, you tell us about Dallas, Mr. Seahawk man.
That guy's a third stringer too.
Oh, okay.
He just takes punts and kickoffs at this point in time. He's not a proven runner.
Okay.
That's why we gave him up, and he's now a Cardinal.
All righty. All right. Well, let's move on to our next team. We're heading to the Falcons. We got a big name right there. That's B.J. Robinson. I'm definitely going to say he's at least a star, possibly an all-pro. I would not say elite, though. Vincent, where are you going to land? Mr. Bijan Robinson out of UT was one of the highest prospects out there. Has not been able to do too much just because of the team he's on, I feel like, though.
Well, I'll say that Bijan is probably an all-pro.
All right. I'm cool with that.
Last year, he had – let me double-check. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right. But it says 304 carries for 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns. I think that's all-pro for sure, in my opinion.
I'm cool with that.
It's no 2,000, obviously, but that would probably get you closer to the elite, if not higher. But yeah, I think he's a great guy coming out into this year. So if we're ranking based off this year and what he's going to do this year, I think he's going to kill it.
I just want to see more out of him. He was such a highly sought-after prospect coming out of the draft, and he's done good. It's not like he's done bad. I just feel like he hasn't lived up to the hype I heard about this guy. That's all I'll say about BJ, but I think he'll do great things. But I like the all-pro ranking from you. Al-Jair, I think he's not a promising prospect anymore.
He's older now, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe an elite prospect?
Yeah, because I just don't want to put him next to Connor. I think Connor's way better. Tyler Algier, he comes in and he does well, honestly.
Yeah.
So he actually has some pretty similar production to Bijan, in my opinion, as of like yards per carry. Mm-hmm. We got Dizzle over here. He says, "What it do, baby? What's up, man?" But yeah, last year he had 644 yards, 3 touchdowns, a 4.7 yard per carry average. So obviously Bijan got the most of it. I'm probably okay with putting him in average, but I feel like he's going to slide down in the average. But
okay, I would say back of average for sure.
Yeah, because I just don't know if we can put him as a prospect anymore.
Yeah,
I feel like prospects are for younger guys.
For sure.
but he might slide down to backups for me later.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, I already looked up this guy's stats. He had like 3 rushes for like 25 yards. We're gonna go ahead and put him as a third string guy.
Gotcha.
Hopefully he can do well, but we're gonna go ahead and put him at the bottom here. But let's go talk to Dizzle. Dizzle's so tired after a bender weekend. Oh no.
Jeez.
Got an albatross in 4 straight rounds in 70s. Got 8th in attorney, which cashed. Nice, man. Congratulations with your golf game. I gotta get into golf, Vince. I really wish I could have the time or the patience or lived in a state that was nice to play golf in the summer. You know, like picking up golf right now sounds like hell.
Dude, in this heat, nah.
So maybe this winter I'll try to do it. And then Vince, congratulations on the marriage. He said it first. Wasn't sure if I was going to bring it up during the stream, but yes, Vincent got married this past Saturday. Congratulations to him and his beautiful wife Julie on a hopefully wonderful. Well, it will be a great marriage for a very long time.
Yes. All right.
Okay. All right. I'm taking that. All right. Let's take it to Henry. I feel like he's definitely above Bijan in my opinion. I think he can have an incredible year this upcoming year with the Ravens. I'm hesitant to put him at elite, even though every time I've doubted Henry, he has proven me wrong. But he does have a bet with Adam Sandler that if he gets, I think, 2,000 yards this year, that he will be in an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes me like, with that type of motivation behind you, I feel like he could be elite this year. What do you feel like about Henry, Vince?
Well, dude, last year he had 325 carries for 1,900 yards. At the age of, what he's at. Obviously,
that's
31 years old. We thought we were going to see a huge regression this past year, but he just killed it again. His next birthday is not till January, so he's got a long time before he hits 32. I think he can still do it, to be honest. He's the king for a reason. I'm cool with putting him all-pro above Bijan.
Okay.
There's a possibility.
He's going to sneak in there eventually. Maybe.
By the end, I think he will sneak in there.
All right. We'll keep him there for now. There's a few guys I'd rather before that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get it popped up. All right. Next up is Justice Hill. Justice Hill, I don't think he's a prospect anymore. I would probably put him average at best. I do think he could lead the team and be a bell cow, but he just isn't Derrick Henry, though,
Yeah.
But I do think he could be a starter on a team, just in the right situation.
Yeah, if we're talking just about like true type of running back, he's not the all-around running back that you want. He's a little lighter. He's more of a pass catcher, in my opinion. He gets a lot of receptions, so I'm cool with putting him average. I'd probably put him above Al-Jair, though.
I'm okay with that.
I think he's a little bit better as of skill-wise versus him.
K Dizzle jumping ahead of us in the rankings, saying best running back in the league is Gibbs. We'll see where he lands in this thing.
Yeah.
But he's definitely – I'm going to put him in elite. We'll see where he is in elite. All right, I believe this is Elijah Mitchell. I believe that's the Mitchell this is.
I think it's Keaton Mitchell.
Keaton Mitchell. Okay,
yeah.
Now I don't know who Keaton Mitchell is. Can you illuminate me on who this other Mitchell is, Vincent?
He was just a tertiary guy, in my opinion. I think he's going to be a third stringer. Last year, he had 15 carries for 30 yards. He's only had 62 carries in his career, 426 yards. So he's just the guy that's, there if there's injuries.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then Ali, I don't know who this is. Vincent, have you been able to look him up?
I don't know who this guy is, but his name is Rasheen Ali, and he's not as good as Mitchell. So,
all right, we'll put him at the bottom then. Next up is going to be, I always forget his first name is Jared. Not Jared. James. There's so many freaking Cooks and J names out there. I just can never keep it straight. James Cook is currently looking for a new contract with the Bills after having a pretty good season last year, and they're still looking at him to be the bell cow of that team. Obviously, with Josh Allen stealing all of his touchdowns. So where do we see him in this upcoming season? I think he is above average. That's where I would at least put him at star. I don't think he sneaks up into the All-Pro, in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, he just gets overshadowed by Josh Allen. But yeah, I think he's a star. I don't think he falls into the average category. He had 207 carries last year with 1,000 yards. Not the best, but he wasn't that bell cow because Josh Allen took a lot of reps from him. He also is kind of splitting carries with a couple guys there. We saw Ray Davis, who we'll talk about next, kind of dip into his production. Same with Ty Johnson. So it's kind of like a trio committee there. So we can't really put him as a full-blown all-pro because he just hasn't shown that type of production yet.
All right, well, Dizzle disagrees with us. We'll see. Then Ray Davis, I believe this is, right?
Yeah.
Who I think we all like. So I would say elite prospect.
I would maybe say that, yeah. I think he's a promising prospect still. 113 carries last year, 442 yards, only 3 touchdowns. So still has a lot to prove. It's just, again, he just doesn't get as much production. So I think he's promising right now.
Okay. I remember seeing some when I was watching him. I was like, Ray Davis has the ball in his hands, I feel like something could happen. That's just the feeling I had when I was watching him. And then this is a Johnson. Ty Johnson. Do we know anything about him, Vince?
Fairly decent. I mean, 41 carries, 213 yards. I'd say he's kind of a backup.
All right. We'll leave him backup for now. I feel like this backup third stringer category is going to get pretty big here.
It's going to get massive, yeah. There's just a lot of guys on here that we really shouldn't be talking about too much.
All right. Next up, we got Chuba Hubbard. I feel like Chuba, I would put him at average. That's just me, though. I've never been too big on Chuba.
Yeah, he's pretty good, dude, honestly.
I don't know. I don't watch all the Panthers stuff.
I watched quite a bit because I wanted to see Bryce Young. 250 carries for 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, a 4.8 average. So I think he's pretty good, but I'm okay with putting him behind Connor, in my opinion.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah. Again, he's not an elite star yet, so maybe this year he can solidify himself there.
All right, next up, I believe this is Rico Dowdle. I think he's a backup.
Any reason, Reed?
I just remember him being a backup.
Yeah. He's actually pretty good for the Cowboys. Very similar to, what's his name? We just talked about him. Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
235 carries, 1,079 yards, 4.6 average, only 2 touchdowns, though, because obviously they didn't use him in the red zone. I think he's average, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just what I think off of stats. You know I'm a stats dude, so he got his time with the Cowboys, and I think he did all right with it.
I'm gonna put him an elite prospect. Okay.
Okay, that's fine with me.
We need somebody there. We're gonna have to get rid of the category.
Yeah.
All right. Is this Etienne's brother? Does Etienne have a brother?
Yeah, Trevor Etienne.
I've never heard of this guy.
He is actually pretty good, honestly. In college, he's from Georgia.
Okay.
So 5'8", 198 pounds. He was kind of like a quick back. So with Georgia. Again, we think of like these big old bruisers for Georgia, but he was their change of pace guy. So he's actually not bad. I think he's a promising prospect. I think he could end up climbing the depth chart either here with the Panthers or with somebody else if he just doesn't pan out.
All right. Next up is Blackshear. I do think I've heard this name before. I cannot speak too much about him, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, Raheem Blackshear, I believe he's been with the Carolina Panthers for a while. I think he could have been on another team as well, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think he did. I just can't remember where.
Let me check. No, he's been with Carolina his entire career. 3 years.
Okay. Wow.
But he's a third stringer, honestly.
Third stringer?
Yeah.
All right. We'll put him right here.
He just doesn't have the stats. Career-wise, 52 carries, 203 yards.
Okay. All right. Next up is Brooks. I believe Brooks is the rookie from last year who got injured and then injured again. who's just making me cry in our Dynasty League. I believe this is the fucker.
Yeah, that's him, bro.
Put him back up there, man. Isn't he out for like almost all of the season too?
He tore his ACL again, bro. It's
I
like
spent a really high draft pick on him. I
You
remember.
did, I remember.
I don't have any running backs because of this guy.
This is true.
He was supposed to save me.
Hey, I got some running backs for you, dog.
Well, promising prospects, I would say.
He's a promising guy. It's just he's on an uphill battle now.
You say you have running backs for me, but you want to take my best wide receiver.
What do you mean, dog?
I
gave you a good deal.
Yeah, it was a right deal.
You just need the help, honestly. You want to get better now.
I don't know what to do, man. Breaks too many ACL injuries, dude. Hopefully he can come back.
He's pulling a me right now, bro. It's his second one in the past 2 years. It's bad.
You passed on BTJ for that guy. Who's BT? What's that acronym?
I think he's talking about Brian Thomas Jr., the receiver.
Yeah.
Who I took.
Yeah. Upsets. Very upsets. All right. Next up, we're going to the Bears running backs. We had DeAndre Swift to start us off. I think he's definitely at least in this area. I do know he has some pretty good stats. I believe from last year, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think he's a star, in my opinion, or higher. I would put him underneath Connor.
I would actually even put him behind Chuba Hubbard right now.
Yeah.
I just feel like they didn't use him a lot because they're always behind the sticks. So it's not really his fault. But 253 carries for 959 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3.8 average. Just an average season from him. I believe the season before that, which I don't have the stats on right now because I don't want to dive deep into it. But I think he did better the year before.
Okay. All right. Next up, I forget what this guy's first name is, but we got Johnson. Johnson, I believe he was just a promising prospect or a backup. Didn't watch too many Bears games, though. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, Roschon Johnson. I think he's just honestly either a promising prospect or a backup. I really don't have too much tape on him either. He had a lot of touchdowns, 6 touchdowns for only 55 carries, but
that's pretty damn good.
I just know that they used him a lot in the red zone whenever Swift could not get in. So
okay. All right. Well, I'm assuming Monana guy is a third stringer.
Yeah, let's keep him there.
And then Homer, I feel like that's a name I recognize.
Travis Homer, Seahawk.
Oh, did you guys just break him and throw him away like all your other running backs?
Yep. Damn. Yeah, he's a backup.
Backup? Damn.
Yeah. I love the guy. Love the guy, though. But, yeah, we just ran him to the ground.
God. Never become a Seahawks running back. They just treat you like absolute garbage.
He was the tackle dummy for practice, bro, honestly.
All right. Well, I'm actually drawing up a blank right now on which team this is. Is this Bengals?
That's Chase Brown, bro.
Chase Brown. Okay. I don't know where to put him.
Let me check his stats. I
don't know his stats off the top of my head.
Yeah, I feel like he was close to like 1,000 yards.
I would hope so.
I think. Let me double check here. Yeah, 229 carries for 990 yards. He was 10 away. All right. 7 touchdowns.
He's gonna be at least average.
Yeah, I would say average. I'm cool right there behind Swift. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it above Hill.
Yeah.
And then I believe this is Zach Moss, right?
Yeah, Zach Moss.
Zach Moss, I think is. How old is Zach Moss?
Let me double check.
I feel like he's been in the league for a little bit, but I may be completely wrong on that.
He is 27 years old, so yeah, he's been here for a while.
Okay. Well, he's not a prospect, so I think he's going to have to end up in the backup area, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. P. Ryan. Man, I love this guy.
He's good, man.
And I love the name. Love the name. I would like to put him right next to Moss, honestly, at the top of backups.
Yeah, pretty much. He had a down year this year, but when he's used, he's good. Even at his age right now, so.
All right.
He's 29, so he should be regressing pretty soon, I think.
All right. And is this Brooks guy anybody that we should know, Vincent?
Taj Brooks, I think he is a rookie coming in. He's from Texas Tech, so he's probably just going to be. I feel like we should give him his flowers. He got drafted into the NFL. He'll be a promising guy.
All right.
We'll give him some flowers.
We'll give him something. And then that stuff we got, I believe it's Jerome Ford is his full name, right? For the Browns.
Yes.
Okay. I always forget these guys' first name. I always know their last. But Jerome Ford of the Browns, I feel like is a solid guy for them. He's not what Nick Chubb was in his prime for them. But he's just in a bad situation. I mean, the passing game is going nowhere for the past 2 years. It's kind of just all on him to produce, I feel like, in a lot of situations. So I'm going to put him somewhere in average just because I think he's in a tough situation with the Browns. How do you feel about Jerome Ford, Vincent?
He's getting a shot. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's going to be at the back of average. He had 104 carries for 565 yards this past season. He did all right. I just don't feel like the Browns is the best spot for him, even though he's been there for quite some time. He's just not probably going to be the guy going forward. I think it's going to be Judkins.
That's what I was about to say. Judkins coming out of the Ole Miss.
Oh, is it Ole Miss?
Ole Miss and Ohio State. I don't know who he played off of.
Ohio State.
Ohio State was the last one he played for.
Yeah,
okay.
He just won the Natty.
Yeah, and he had 1567 yards and then 16 touchdowns. Pretty good season. So it's definitely looking like he is going to probably take that spot from Ford. Probably halfway or at the end of the year, I would imagine. He is probably the guy moving forward. So I'm going to put him at the top of promising prospects just because we haven't seen him in the NFL yet. How do you feel about that?
I'm good with that. I think he could possibly creep into elite later on, but again, it's just...
I'm cool. Actually, I forgot about the elite being there.
Yeah.
I'm okay with putting him in elite prospects.
Because I think there's 3 other running backs that have come into the league that could be in this category with him. So I think they might be ahead of him, though. But yeah.
All right. Sampson, I know that name. How do I know that name, Vincent?
Let me tell you. He was a college guy. So you probably don't know the name. But his name is Dylan Sampson.
I know that name.
You do?
I swear.
Maybe you heard his name.
Definitely heard his name.
Did A&M play Tennessee this past year?
I don't pay attention to those. No, we didn't play Tennessee. Why do I know this guy's name?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. Maybe I just committed. I just convinced myself I do know his name. But he's out of Tennessee. I don't see his stats off the top of my head. Do you have the stats in front of you, Vince?
I do not.
All right.
Let's see stats.
Oh, there it is. No information available.
It says 258 carries, 1,491 yards. Damn,
22 touchdowns.
Holy crap!
All right, I feel like that's elite prospect.
That's pretty good.
They have a very good duo there for a
possible young running back crew. Yeah.
Now I really understand why they moved on for Nick Chubb. Because they drafted both of these guys. That makes a lot more sense now.
I feel like that could be like a 1-2-3 punch. Like Jerome Ford is already, he's already established. Quinshon Judkins is an insane athlete. Seems like Dylan Sampson is too. Just maybe that's why him, Reed. I don't know.
I think I remember. I remember seeing 22 touchdowns there somewhere. That's probably where I saw his name. All right, let's move on. And let's go Strong Jr. I don't know this name. I'm assuming he's a third stringer. I don't know how he could get into the rotation with these other 3 guys. Unless there's an injury. So I'm going to put him at third stringer.
I agree.
All right. Next up, we are going in to the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't know why I'm blanking already with Williams. What's his first name?
Javonte from the Broncos.
There we go. Javonte had a good rookie or first 2 seasons, I believe, with the Broncos. Javonte did, and then after his injury, he's just never the same. I want to say he's a prospect, even though this is his second contract and he's really not as young. I do feel like he has the potential to be good. What do you think about Javonte Williams, Vincent?
Yeah, I mean he's good in my opinion. He hasn't had the best track record because every time he is used, the Denver Broncos stink.
Yeah.
So now that he's with the Cowboys, they have a updated roster. Maybe not the best line anymore, but they have a lot of pass catching guys, and I think Javonte could be their bruiser the whole time. So I hope he's the lead back. It would probably do him some good service in fantasy, but last year just wasn't a good year for him. But he wasn't the solidified starter, so I think he's all right. I'd put average.
Okay.
Average or elite prospect. I'm good with it.
All right. So next up is going to be Miles Sanders, who had a great one season with the Eagles and has not really done a whole lot since then, unfortunately. I feel like at this point he's going to be a backup, but with his experience, you got to really put him at the higher end of backups, I would say. What do you feel like, Vincent?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if I'd put him above Moss or P. Ryan, so I think that's a good spot for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him over P. Ryan because P. Ryan also has experience.
Yeah, I think he's just too far in between having good seasons,
Yeah, it's been like 2-3 years now since that one great season. All right, next up is Blue. I do know this guy's name. I don't know his first name. But I'm assuming he's a backup third stringer. Vincent, can you illuminate me on Blue?
AJ would be so mad at you, Reed. That's Jaden Blue, who he drafted in fantasy for the Dynasty. I would say he's a promising prospect. He's from Texas. He was their change of pace back. 134 carries for 730 yards, 5.4 average. He's just a speed back, so I don't think he's high on the promising prospect list, but I think AJ would be quite mad if you put him in the backup.
All right, my bad. Dizzle, you're going to have to talk more about what this is. I don't know what you're talking about as far as news here. I don't know what that is.
Who's that?
I have no idea. So I'm assuming it did not make it to Texas.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's somebody from where he lives.
Mafa, is he a third stringer? Because I know Deuce Vaughn is. Get that guy out of the league for his own safety.
I don't even have Mafa here on the depth chart.
All right. Well, I'm putting him above Deuce Vaughn.
Okay, that sounds cool.
All right. He says obviously not.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, I don't know who that is. Illuminate it for us, though.
I do believe Harvey, that is a rookie. Am I correct in saying that?
RJ Harvey, baby.
RJ Harvey. Okay, what college he's coming out of? Because I don't know his name, unfortunately.
I think it's a smaller college.
Okay.
Like not like a huge UCF, so University of Central Florida.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And he's a bruising type of back, an all-down back, 232 carries, 1,577 yards. He had a very similar touchdown number to Samson at 22. Okay. And the year before that, it was very similar, except only 16 touchdowns. So,
all right, so are we putting him at the elite prospect, or are we putting him at promising prospects?
I think he's an elite prospect. I'm hoping that because I drafted him to possibly be that guy.
I don't know. It's a small college.
It is a small college, but UCF has been playing a lot of bigger name schools, and I mean he's been doing good. So
I'm gonna put him at the top of promising prospects.
I'm fine with that. That's cool with me.
All right. This says this is a global case that happened 30 minutes from my house right now. Near Gillette, she was framed for killing a cop, DF, by police, but not out guilty, only hit with DUI. Interesting.
Dang.
Mr. Magic, great to have you here, man. Aloha to you as well, sir. J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
He's not a prospect.
Nah, he had a great season this past year, though.
He's either top of backups or he is bottom of average?
I would say bottom of average.
Okay.
He had
Okay with
195 carries for 905 yards and 9 touchdowns with the Chargers this past year.
Okay.
So he's supposed to be, fighting RJ Harvey for the starting spot. Right now, he's in the second position for that depth chart, so hopefully it stays that way for me. But I still think he's got some oomph in the league. He's only 26, so
I would definitely agree with that. Mr. Magic asks us, if you're GM of a team in real life, would you rather take Bijan or Gibbs? I'm taking Gibbs.
wow. I'd take Bijan, to be honest.
I think there's a good argument for both.
Yeah, they're both just dynamic backs, in my opinion.
Yeah. We're going to get into it in a little bit here as we're about to rank Gibbs here in a little bit. But first, it's time.
It's time.
I think he's a backup, unfortunately. As much as I would love him to be an elite guy, so I can just say it's time all the time. But I'm not sure where to put him because I don't know his stats off the top of my head. Vincent, what were his stats?
76 carries for 310 yards.
Okay, he's somewhere down here.
Yeah, he's a backup, honestly.
Okay, but it is time.
It's time.
McLaughlin, I do know he is a backup for sure. So I'm gonna put him right below it's time. Vincent, am I right with that?
Yeah, he's had a good couple of seasons. This past season was 113 for 496. He's just had more opportunities than Esteem. So Esteem is, yeah. I don't mind. They can go back to back. They're both kind of the same back.
All right. Next up, we got Batty. I'm gonna assume he's third stringer.
Yeah, I guess third stringer.
All right. Next up is some top heavy running backs over here. We got Gibbs and then Montgomery. Gibbs, as I said, I think I would take him over Bijan Robinson, so I kind of want to put him at elite.
Wow. Well, let's look at his stats, right?
Okay.
Obviously, he's splitting with David Montgomery, who we're going to talk about right now.
Yes.
250 carries for 1,412 yards, 16 dang touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, not better than Derrick Henry's stats, in my opinion, and still not better than Bijan's. But obviously, he's splitting carries. He has a great O-line in front of him. This is why I think I would take Bijan over him, because you put Bijan on the Lions, I think his stats are better. In my opinion, I think he's the better back overall. He's heavier. He's, in my opinion, possibly the same speed, if not a little bit quicker. It's just that he's on the dang Falcons. So I would feel like he's an all-pro right now just because he's splitting carries.
Okay. All right. I'm going to split the difference and put him right here. Just put an average between us. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Next up is Montgomery. This is a interesting one. He did get injured for part of last season, which allowed Gibbs to get a lot more carries, if I remember correctly. But Montgomery definitely is a star, 100%. I would put him behind Cook, though.
Yeah, I would agree there. 185 carries for 775 yards, 12 touchdowns. Obviously, you give those carries to Gibbs. Obviously, he moves up into the elite category, but Montgomery's a star for sure.
Okay. Quick question for Mr. Magic. Would you take Saquon over Henry all time? I would, because it's different situations. Yeah. I think if Saquon was in Henry's position with the Titans, I think he could either do as good or just as good, just very close to what Henry did. You've seen what 1 year of a good O-line in front of him has done. It's incredible. So that's why I take Saquon over Henry, but that's close.
Yeah, Saquon's the better overall back. Derrick Henry is just the king of running down your throat. So I think Derrick Henry is a little bit more one-dimensional, but he's great at that one dimension. So,
yeah. But both of you guys are most likely going to be potential Hall of Famers. So that's a tough comparison. Next up is Reynolds. I can't say anything off the top of my head about Reynolds, just because I know it's just a 1-2 punch of I think it's Sonic and Knuckles. I think they call
Yeah,
themselves.
Sonic and Knuckles.
So Reynolds, is he the tails to this duo?
I guess so. He's just a lot older than both of them. He's actually older than Montgomery. He's
Oh, wow.
29 years of age, and he's just never got his time. So I would even say just a backup, but maybe a little bit higher. Maybe behind a Stime. I don't know. You gotta give him, yeah.
I'm cool with that.
He had 31 carries, 139 yards this past year, but obviously we know who he's behind. So
Okay. I went ahead and put Vaki at the
yeah,
third string position, and third stringers. It's just all the same guys. Okay, you're third string. We're not ranking the third strings against each other.
yeah, they're all equal right there, basically.
Yeah. Next up is my guy, Josh Jacobs. I love Josh Jacobs. I loved everything that he brought to the Packers. I think after the last season, I think he's the probably at the bottom of all pro. He is one of the best running backs in the league. That's where I would put him, but I am biased here. Is it? What do you think?
Yeah, so 301 carries, which is a lot. That's more than a lot of people.
I wanted
honestly.
more.
Yeah, 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's sixth in yards this past season, and I think he's only going to get better. Obviously, he's 27. He's getting a little bit older, but I think he's good. I think he's better than Cook. So I'm cool with him being there, honestly.
Okay. This will say he's top of star.
Top of star. Jacobs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. He could fall there. You never know.
I just think he has the potential to go above that. We have seen what he can do.
We've seen it before.
Yeah. Next up, Marshawn Lloyd. Lloyd is our rookie from last year who just injured all season long. He's out of USC. I'm really high on this guy. After watching his tape when we first drafted him, I really loved what I saw. He's a very make you miss type of guy. And I really liked what I saw from him. But just injured at the beginning of training camp, basically, and then got re-injured as soon as he came back. Missed out all of last year. Hopefully he can do something. I'm going to put him at promising prospects because I'm high on this guy. Hopefully he can do something and stay healthy this year.
Yeah, I would say the same. He's just hasn't gotten any time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It says he only has 6 carries. So, like, he was injured very early on.
No, his first game back after getting injured, he had a couple carries, then out.
Yeah, same kind of situation. Same kind of situation there as Brooks. So it's just not enough plays to really tell.
Why y'all get rid of A.J. Dillon? As much as I love A.J. Dillon, he was a Packer to the heart. I love that guy as a person. He never really did anything on the field, unfortunately. He had the build of Saquon Barkley. My biggest, and sorry we're spending so much time on somebody who's not even on this list, unfortunately. A.J. Dillon, he had the body, he had all the almost everything. I just feel like he didn't have the instincts for one, and two, he was most lacking was acceleration. His acceleration was so bad. When I watched from Aaron Jones to A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones could get to his top speed in 1-2 steps. A.J. Dillon could get to a very good speed, but it's on his fifth, sixth step, and he's just getting stopped by the D lineman because he's not at full speed. That's my problem with A.J. Dillon. As a person, absolutely love this guy. He is a Packer through and through. He just could not produce on the football field. He had the chances when Aaron Jones went down multiple times. He never really fully stepped into that role. So that's where we moved on from A.J. Dillon. Hate that we did, but it was the right call, unfortunately. Next up is Eric Wilson. He took a lot of snaps, a good amount of snaps last year because of Marshawn Lloyd being out. I think he is a backup, but when he gets the ball in his hands, he can make some people miss and make some do a lot of great things, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I'm cool with that.
I'm putting him somewhere in here.
That sounds.
And then Brooks, kind of similar, but not as enticing. So I'll put him in third string. To be fair. and not put all my guys as like super
Yeah,
high.
higher tiers.
Yeah. All right, next up we got Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, I feel like I'm going to put him somewhere towards the top of average. I don't want to put him at star at what he's currently doing in the league. Vincent, what do you think?
Yeah, honestly, he is regressing a little bit. I don't really think it's his fault. It's just that the Texans don't have
so many people.
I know we have a lot. We're gonna have to speed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Texans here, we're going to throw a lot of people in the third string because they have like 6 running backs. But yeah, Joe Mixon, honestly, 245 carries, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. I think he could creep up into star, but I don't think he could go any further than what he did with the Bengals. He's just not going to get that production here with the Texans. He's going to do it in Philly.
Well, we're losing Dizzle, but we gained another. What is up, Brandon? Great to see you. That KD went to the Rockets. Yes, he did. I don't see him winning a championship.
No.
Just like everywhere else he goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah. Next up is Nick Chubb. God, I don't know where to put him. He's so good at one point.
I feel like you have to put him in average with the guys that we have there.
Okay.
I think he's better than Ford and Algier.
I want him to be because I have him in my freaking dynasty. I need him.
Yeah. Obviously, this last year was a really bad year for him. Probably the start of his regression, though. 102 carries, 332 yards, a 3.3 average. His worst in his entire career. And then he got injured again. So
yeah.
I think it's the downfall of Nick Chubb, but he's great. So we need to keep him there and at least average.
I really hope he's able to come back this year. But he's got a tough running back room with, I believe this is not Alec Pierce. What is his first name?
It's Damian.
Damian Pierce. There we go. Okay. Damian Pierce, I don't know what his age is, but at this point with that current roster, I feel like he is a backup, but he is the top of backup.
I would put him behind Moss.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, he's not that good, honestly. He also, like AJ Dillon, lacks vision. He has the acceleration, but he lacks vision like entirely.
Okay. I don't know who this Marks guy is.
I think he's a rookie. Woody Marks from USC. Yeah.
We put him at the bottom of promising. Aldrin Bowalier. I do know that name. Ugumbawale.
Yeah, he's a backup.
Okay. Taylor, I'm guessing third string. Jordan, I'm assuming third string as well.
Yeah.
All right. Dang, you think Nick Chubb is a backup? I don't want him to be. I love Nick Chubb. I'm a Nick Chubb fan, man.
He just might be, though.
I just don't know what he's going to be. That injury changed him, unfortunately.
And we cannot put him in prospect. He's been in the league too long.
Way too long. All right, next up we got Jonathan Taylor. He's still at least star. Not the guy he used to be, but it's just a tough going with that whole Colts offense, I feel like.
Yeah. It's bad. 303 carries, 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. Still really very productive. Yeah, super productive. I think he deserves to be in star. I would even put him above Montgomery.
I'm okay with that.
Maybe even Cook, honestly. I just think he's the better back out of that area. Obviously, with another team, he'd be a lot better getting into the all-pro area, but
for sure.
Right now, they just use and abuse him, and it's just an up and down. It's good season, bad season, good season, bad season.
And so we're 50 minutes in this.
Yeah, dog. We gotta go.
All right,
maybe we just do the first 3 of every.
I'm okay with that. I feel like we can get through a lot more then.
Yeah, let's just do that.
All right. Khalil Herbert, I believe.
Yes.
He's a backup.
Yeah.
Do that.
He's been around.
I do that.
Yeah.
Giddens, I don't know Giddens.
I think he's a rookie. Yeah, out of Kansas State.
Bottom of promising.
Yeah, and it's fine with me.
Okay. Goodson, I do think he played for the Packers. He is a third stringer. Bentley, I don't know who he is.
Tyler Goodson. Let's see. No, he's been in Indy.
Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler Goodson.
I want to say he played for the Packers for like 1 year.
No.
He's on the practice team. That's what happened.
Possibly, yeah.
He didn't make the team. I wanted him to make the team. He did. He was on preseason. Yep.
Because he's a good son.
What?
Oh,
okay. ETN, I don't know where to put him in average. That's a tough one. I feel like
let me tell you his stats first, Reed.
Yeah.
150 carries, 560 yards.
What?
Yeah.
It was that bad of a season?
He got injured.
Oh.
But yeah, horrible season for him, to be honest.
Oh.
Compared to his last season of 267 carries for 1,000 yards. So not even that much of a better season. I think he's average, honestly.
He's average still, but bottom of average. I'm gonna put him below all those other guys, honestly.
Yeah, he's not a good running back, honestly.
Remember when I used to say ETN any day touchdown all day?
Yeah. Well, he had a good amount of touchdowns that year when you were saying that.
Yeah.
Not last year.
Jeez.
Here's a guy, though.
What happened?
A guy.
All right, Bigsby. How do we feel about Bigsby?
Bigsby has to be, honestly, in average as well. 168 carries, 766 yards, but 7 touchdowns. I don't feel like he did enough with his shot that he got.
Okay.
So I think he's an average. I would say probably above Chubb.
Chubb.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the next guy.
And then we got Tootin.
Basul Tootin. He's a rookie. I think he's out of Virginia Tech. Yeah.
Okay. Promising.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to just leave these guys in the?
Yeah, let's just leave. Or you can put them at third string, honestly, too.
Okay. I just don't want to disrespect anybody for throwing them in district.
I don't think we're going to disrespect anybody there.
All right. Next up is Pacheco. Pacheco's at least average.
Let me check his stats.
Yeah, please do, because I don't remember. I think he got hurt last season.
Yeah.
He came in halfway through. I forget the exact circumstance. I think he got hurt like first or second game. That's all I remember.
And then he came back after fracturing his leg.
Yeah.
But his stats were 83 carries, 310 yards, 1 touchdown.
I still like Pacheco, though.
I think he's average for sure. He can redeem himself this year and maybe move into star if he is that, every down back that he's supposed to be.
I kind of like him above Hubbard.
Really?
You don't like that?
No.
Too high?
I think that's too high.
What?
I think he's behind Swift.
Oh, wow.
He's an angry runner, though, the year before. I will say that.
I just like he's just angry at the ground.
Here, these are his stats the year before, Reed.
Okay.
205 carries for 935 yards.
Okay. I thought I remember him having a better season.
No, he had a lot of angry runs, though.
Yeah.
But he's just not a very consistent back.
Okay.
But a lot of angry runs.
Next up is Kareem Hunt. Not in prospects. He's
got to be
top of he's probably top of backup, right?
He was serviceable, 200 carries, 728 yards, but yeah, I think he's a backup in his time now.
Yeah. He's really good at kicking, though. Next up, Mitchell. Who is this? Elijah Mitchell?
That's Elijah. Yeah,
okay.
I think that's a backup, bro.
What? It's not a prospect?
I'm just throwing shade at AJ.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he could be a prospect. But my only thing is that he's 27 years old.
That's not a prospect.
Yeah, I think he's a backup, honestly. If he got a shot somewhere, maybe he could make it like he did with the 49ers, but it had to be a really good O-line.
All right.
I think he's just past his prime now.
All right, throw these guys. Steele, I like Steele.
Oh, yeah. He's a fullback, though, if you're being honest, though.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. All right, Gianti. Did we already put him as average? Or are we putting him as star already?
Yeah, I think he's a star, bro.
You love this guy.
I love this guy. He's so good, Reed.
Okay.
He's a pass-catching back. He's a freaking bruiser. He's a speed guy. His acceleration is
there's no way it doesn't translate to the NFL, right?
It has
no way,
to.
Right?
I even want to bet something crazy.
Ooh.
But I just won't.
Okay.
Because I don't want to, do something crazy.
But I'm okay putting him behind Montgomery.
Yeah, Montgomery is a good back, and I think that's a good comparison for a first year for him to come.
For first year, before we even hit training camp,
Yeah, exactly. And then the sky's the limit after that,
Oh, the sky's the limit. He could end up in elite after 1 year, but we don't know what type of system we're going to run over there, as they do have Mostert on that team who can take some snaps away from him. I do know Mostert is up there in age. So I do think he's average. Where he lands in average, I do think he's below at least Ford.
Yeah, he's 33.
Yeah, I know he's old.
Jeez.
But I do think he's
this is
maybe we can put him at backup.
Yeah, top of backup maybe.
But they're going to run multiple backs in that system. They've said the Raiders will. So that's why I kind of want to put him at average.
But who?
Mostert, man. He's there.
I mean, he didn't have bad stats. 85 carries for 278 yards, a 3.3 average. But he was playing, with the Miami Dolphins, who were just disastrous. So, I guess, I'll be cool with putting him in average, maybe. He's still got a pep in his step.
Put him above Etienne.
Yeah, Etienne kind of sucks.
It's dramatic. JT is an all-pro. Come on now. He's the best pure runner. Hey, we're not finished with this. Once we finish, we may end up moving him up one. Those like Josh Jacobs, who's at the bottom, or Jonathan Taylor, who's at the top of that one. Those that can change for us as we finish this. So that's just our initial thoughts. We'll change things if we see fit, but we appreciate you, Mr. Magic, for letting us know. We will take that into consideration when we end this. So that's the top three. Let's just throw those people there.
Yeah.
Next up is Harris. I do believe that is a rookie. Hampton's a rookie.
I don't remember. No, that's Najee.
Oh, Najee.
Yeah, that's Najee.
He's a backup.
You don't like Najee?
I like him, but I stuck up for him last year, and then he proved me wrong.
He didn't have that bad of a year last year.
I know he didn't, but he just looks slow up there, man.
He had 263 carries for 1,000 yards.
It's a lot of carries.
It is a lot of carries, but 14th best yardage for running back in the league. So he's middle of the pack right now.
Okay. We'll put him... Yeah, we have to put him at average with other people there.
I think he's average. I think he might be above like Ford and those guys there.
Put him above Chubb.
You might even have to put him above Tank and Hill, honestly.
Okay.
He's still good.
Okay. Hampton is the rookie there, though.
He's an elite prospect.
He is above Judkins and them, right?
I think so. I think he might end up, winning that job there.
Yes, 100%.
So.
And then we got Vidal. I know we know that name from something.
He's another rookie, I believe. Let me double check.
I feel like I know his name from the NFL.
Let me double check. Kimani Vidal is a rookie. Oh, no, he's not a rookie. Yeah. Let's see. He played with the Chargers. He had a shot, 43 carries, 155 yards last year.
So, backup. I'll put him backup.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Kyron Williams. This would be an interesting one to rank. I think either top of average. I can't put him with Jonathan Taylor, I feel like. Am I wrong in saying that?
I think you're right. Let's see his stats here. 316 carries for 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. Maybe it's better than Cook. Maybe. It's a lot.
I feel like he's right there.
Yeah, they're back-to-back. I think it's just that Kyron Williams got a shit ton of carries.
Mm-hmm.
316 is third in the league for carries. So that's like up there with Jonathan Taylor. That's up there with some other dude. I don't remember who it was.
All right. Next up is Corum, who never really got a shot. But He
could
is a
be
prospect.
A prospect, yeah. I'd say right there. He's still got a shot.
Yeah. He was so good with Michigan, man.
I know.
Because freaking Tyrants hogging up the ball.
Yeah. I think those other guys we can put in
Okay.
In backups.
A-Chan! A-Chain!
A-Chain!
A-Chan!
Whatever.
I love this guy.
He's
a
good.
star at least.
He has to be at least in star.
Let's do that.
Let me check his stats.
Yeah, let's see stats.
He had a down year. He had a down year. Yeah.
But all the Dolphins did also, so you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, that offense was so dysfunctional. 203 carries, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4.5 average still on that horrible team.
And he was injured at part, I think, as well.
I believe so. Let me double check.
I don't think he played all his games.
Let's see. Yeah, he only played. No, he did. He played all of them. 17 games.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he was banged up though. But
definitely banged up. I would still put him above Montgomery, but I won't put him above Cook.
I think he's just a dynamic back, so you still have to be afraid of him. But yeah, we'll see what he does.
Okay. Next up is Wright. I don't know who that is.
I think he played a decent amount this past year. Sorry, my computer's going slow.
You are good, sir.
Let me check his name. Jalen Wright. I think he played 68 carries, 249 yards. I guess you could put him as a backup. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
Madison.
His second year. Alexander Madison from the Vikings.
That's the Vikings. Okay. He's a backup.
Yeah. He could be good, but it just hasn't stuck anywhere.
So many freaking running backs. This is crazy.
I know. I told you, it's a lot.
This is crazy. Aaron Jones. He looks so ugly in that purple, dude.
Dude, I think he looks good, especially that whiteout jersey.
Jeez. Look how good this looks right here. That is beautiful.
It's kind of boring, to be honest.
We're a fight. All right, Aaron Jones. He was injured just like he is every season, unfortunately.
Yeah. So 255 carries, 1,138 yards, 5 touchdowns. Not his best season, but yeah, pretty good. Maybe even above Mixon. I think right
Connor?
there. Yeah, Connor had a better season.
Okay.
As of touchdowns and yardage wise.
All
but
right.
Aaron Jones still top 10 running back at this point in time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We moved on from him.
Yep.
I hate it.
You got a better one, though. You got a better one.
I hate it here. Mason.
Jordan Mason.
Oh, from the 49ers.
Yeah.
Now I hate him. I hate him now.
So let's go over his year here. After McCaffrey got injured, 153 carries, 789 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not the best. I still think at the age of 26, we can put him at average. I think right there with ETN.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm cool.
Ty Chandler, this is, right?
Ty Chandler, yeah.
Back up.
Put him
right there. Stevenson.
Patriots.
I know it wasn't a good season, and I do think they drafted his replacement, didn't they?
It wasn't as bad.
But there's bad fumbles. I remember the fumbling was bad.
So they got Travion Henderson after him. I think he's going to be the better guy, but it was a bad season. 207 carries, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Bad season.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's
the bottom of average.
Yeah, bottom of average. And then Travion Henderson, let's go ahead and check his stats from college. Ohio State, the other Ohio State running back, who also got quite a bit of production there. 144 yards, 144 carries, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. So obviously Judkins was the lead back, but Travion Henderson was a good back, especially in receiving. 27 receptions for 284 yards, 10-yard average per reception. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. And Gibson's the last one we're going to rank here. Here, I'm going to go ahead and do this.
I think
so
Gibson's a backup, honestly.
Give me a second here. I'm trying to make this
like
not look as intimidating.
Yeah, I know. Hey, yeah, we cut it down pretty good. Hey, why are you throwing my rookie there, Reed?
He's the fourth guy there. Who else do I get rid of then?
McIntosh.
McIntosh?
Yeah, I think McIntosh is our third stringer.
Okay.
Damien Martinez is actually going to get playing time.
See, there's just so many running backs out here, man.
I know. We only got 2 more rows. 2 more rows.
Oh, God. Gibson.
He's a backup.
Backup?
Yeah, he's backup.
Okay. Throw him there. Kamara.
Dude, legitness, the best running back at his age. 100%. Let me pull up his stats.
I think Aaron Jones is better.
I don't know. About that.
I think he's cuter.
I don't know about that one. Alvin Kamara's stats here: 228 carries, 950 yards, 6 touchdowns. Yeah, he's at the bottom of. Yeah, he didn't have the best season, but he's my king. 68 receptions, 540 yards.
So where are we putting him?
He's an average now. I'll put him above Pacheco, to be honest.
Okay, as I said, Aaron Jones is better
for now.
Oh.
For now.
Kendre Miller has done nothing after he's come out. I think did he come out of Texas or LSU?
Let's see.
I think he came out of Texas.
TCU, yeah. So he came out of Texas. TCU, yeah.
There you go. I thought he was a Texas or Southern boy. But he's done absolutely nothing for that team, and I was really high on him coming out. So I'll put him at bottom of promising because it could still potentially happen.
It still could. He has the opportunity to play better this year.
Yeah.
He was also injured too. So
everybody's injured. Okay.
Yeah.
Neal, who's that?
Neal is just the backup. Devin Neal. He played for Kansas, but really there's not too much hype.
All right. Tracy Jr. for the Giants.
Let's see.
What's his stats last year?
They're actually not the best. But
really?
Yeah, I just feel like that was the entire running back crew, though. So
Singletary had decent, I thought.
Yeah, 192 carries for Tracy, 839 yards, 5 touchdowns. Their running game was kind of pretty irrelevant.
I'm gonna do that. Both of them on top of backups.
I think, yeah. Tyrone Tracy's still. This is only his second year. I still think he's a promising guy.
Promising?
Yeah, I'd say above. Yeah, I think that's good right there.
Okay.
I think he's
Singletary. What does Singletary do?
Singletary, let's double check. He had 113 carries for 437 yards.
Okay.
Yeah, backup.
Do that. And Scattaboo. This is my guy.
Scattaboo.
Put him top of the league prospects. I think he's at the top of promising. I love him, man.
Possibly,
I love his mentality.
He could be.
Attitude is so important in the NFL, man.
Yeah, he has a chip on his shoulder. That's 100%.
I like him.
I don't know, man.
Where are you putting him? Where are you putting him?
I think he's behind Henderson. I would even say possibly behind Harvey, but I just don't think he's quick enough.
But he's got the heart, Vince.
He's got
the heart of a
AJ Dillon
back.
had the heart too.
His is just pounding.
I hope he does good. He's a really kind of aura type of guy, you know.
He's aura farming out there.
He is aura farming, 100%.
I'm gonna keep him there. I control the mouse. All right, Breece Hall. How do we still feel about Breece Hall? I think he's still one of the better running backs out there. Where does he fall? I need to know his stats, Vince. What is his stats? Hashtag stat.
209 for 876
Oh
yards.
my god. For 209 carries?
Yeah, 4.2 average.
That's a four averaging 4 is good.
Yeah, it's
4
good.
carries good. I just math for me.
But yeah, only 5 touchdowns. He's fallen off there with what the Jets are doing.
I'm gonna put them both Kamara though.
That's fine. He's younger. I think he can bounce back up much better than Kamara.
Okay. Allen,
Braylon,
how are we feeling?
I still think he's a promising prospect. 92 carries for 334 yards, but he's at the bottom. He's like right there with like Tootin or something. Yeah.
Put him above some other people who haven't touched the field yet.
Yeah. He's a big guy.
All right, and then Davis.
Mr. Isaiah Davis.
Isaiah? That's his name?
He's a second year out of South Dakota State, 30 carries, 174 yards.
Okay.
He's back up, but
all right. Saquon, we know we're putting this man.
He's number 1 right now.
He's number 1. The only thing that can stop him is that he got put on the Madden cover, and that's going to curse him. That's the only thing that can stop this man.
But right now, pound for pound, he is the number 1 guy.
He can't be stopped. He did a backwards hurdle. Like, what else do you want from a man? You know,
that's aura right there, bro.
Yeah,
aura on the field.
Shipley,
Will Shipley. I think this is his second or third year. Second year in the league.
Love the name.
30 carries, 82 yards. I think
all right, buddy, you're third string.
Yeah, third string. And then behind him is AJ Dillon. So I think AJ Dillon will be the backup for him.
Okay. I'm going to put AJ Dillon at the bottom, a backup. Jaylen Warren. He's a starter, but I don't even think he's the starter of that team. Is he really? He's above Etienne, maybe.
I would say, yeah, that's a good spot for him. His stats this last year, obviously being the backup, was 120 carries for 511 yards, a 4.3 average. So he could be good, but obviously, you know, it's his job to lose to Caleb Johnson, who is the rookie behind him.
You feeling good about that right there?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that. I think he's better than Etienne for sure.
All right, Johnson.
Caleb Johnson's a rookie out of Iowa. He is a prospect that could possibly fall into the elite area.
In the elite area?
Just because he has a good opportunity here.
Oh, Scattaboo.
Nah, Scattaboo. You like that O-line?
Moving on, Gainwell.
Kenneth Gainwell.
I know that name.
Yeah, former Eagle.
Eagles, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Backup?
Yeah, I'd say backup. I think he's at top of backup, though. Gainwell's pretty good.
Okay. Do that right there.
Yeah.
McCaffrey. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
He's...
what do we think he's going to do this next year?
His
O-line's duty, unless he runs against behind Trent the whole year.
If he's healthy 17 games. Yeah, I would say about right. Nah, a little bit lower. I think Gibbs will be better than him. I think Bijan will be better than him. I possibly even think Jacobs would be better.
Yeah, let's do that just to make AJ mad.
Yeah. I just think that's how it's going to end up, you know.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Next up is Garendo. Garendo is promising. I don't know how old he is, but when he came in after Jordan Mason went down, it felt like a little bit of new life in there.
Yeah.
So
he's 24 years of age, 84 carries, 420 yards with 4 touchdowns, 5-yard average.
I like that.
Pretty good. I think he's promising.
I'll put him right here above Corum.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then James.
Put James at third stringer. I think AJ would like Taylor better in a either backup or promising. Yeah.
We'll put
he's always raving about Patrick Taylor.
All right, Vincent, you take over here, buddy.
All
I'll stop you if I disagree.
Do you want me to get the stats?
Go ahead, buddy.
I'll get the stats for you. But
Okay.
obviously, Kenneth Walker got injured this season, so his stats are reflective of that. But our running back situation. One guy goes down, another guy comes in. So Kenneth Walker, 150 carries for 573 yards, 3.7 average, 7 touchdowns though. 7 touchdowns. So obviously our run game was hit by that injury from him, but we had Charbot come in. Same thing, basically. 135 carries, 569 yards. All of our guys are average right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where's Kenneth Walker living there?
I think Kenneth Walker is kind of probably behind Hall.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's our starter. Sharp is probably at the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then Martinez is just a promising prospect. So that's our running back crew right now.
I'll do that to make AJ mad. Okay.
Okay.
Bucky
Irving.
Drew brought new life into that team. I don't know what his stats were, but when he had the ball, it felt like he brought new life in there where Rashad White is kind of missing in the second half of the year.
Let's see. As I pull up Bucky Irving, he had 207 carries for 1,120 yards and 8 touchdowns.
I didn't know he had that good of a season.
Dude, he's good.
Okay, so we got to put him in this type of area right here, then.
Yeah.
And I do think he's going to get more of a look and better looks than he did last year, now that he kind of proved it himself.
I think he's even above DeAndre Swift type of thing.
Wow. I'll do that.
He's going to get more carries this year.
Yeah.
Nobody's behind him. Rashad White. He's been fizzled out. Rashad White ain't Rashad White no more.
Backup? Prospects even? He's still young.
He is 26 years of age. Last year he had 144 carries, 613.
He's a backup, okay?
He's a backup, yeah.
I'm putting him top backup. That's not a bad backup. And Tucker?
Yeah, Tucker is Sean Tucker. I believe this is his second year. Second year. 50 carries, 308 yards actually this past year. So maybe he's a backup too.
Okay.
It's actually not that bad.
Who's that? Pollard.
Oh gosh. Here's
didn't pay attention to the Titans all year long, so I had
Ray.
zero clue, honestly, what he did.
Let's see. Let me open up the Titans there. Let's see. Tony Pollard had 260 carries for 1,079 yards and only 5 touchdowns.
Okay.
So obviously not a lot of touchdowns, but 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards is 1,000 yards.
Yeah. I would say maybe this upcoming year with the type of team that the Titans could possibly be, I think he moves up a little bit more. I would have to say probably above Hill. I think he's earned that much respect.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
And Spears.
Spears is a backup.
Backup.
Yeah.
I'll do that right there.
And Joey Chestnut?
The Hot Dog King?
The GOAT? No, this is Julius Chestnut. I believe he is second year guy. Yeah.
Promising?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. Backup.
Last but not
Robinson.
least. Commanders. Let me look.
Robinson Jr.
I think theirs
Brian
was
Robinson Jr.
not very
Bijan,
promising.
what are you doing here?
So yeah, Brian Robinson, 187 carries, 799 yards, average in my opinion. Probably below Ford or something.
Okay with that.
Yeah.
Eckler.
Ooh, Eckler. Again, got a concussion. So out for some time. But 77 carries, 367 yards, 4 touchdowns,
He's a
4.8
backup.
average. Yeah, he's a backup.
He's a backup. I'm sorry, Eckler. We miss you.
He's now 30.
Wish you got paid, buddy.
Who do you got there? Rodriguez?
Krosky Merritt. Rodriguez is at the very bottom. Should I get him out of there?
I don't even know who this guy is. He's not even on the depth chart.
Okay, Rodriguez then?
Yeah, Rodriguez.
What is he?
He had 35 carries, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4.9 average.
He's the backup.
He's a backup.
All right. This is it.
That's the order.
Okay. Now we gotta rearrange things.
Let's go look.
I feel like Henry should go up to the top. I feel like
elite.
we should have 2 people at elites. He had almost just as good a season as Barkley.
Yeah.
He deserves to be elite.
He's elite, that's for sure.
How do we feel about All Pro? Should we?
I think we can move Taylor up.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Should we move Taylor in front of McCaffrey?
No. I think McCaffrey will do better than Taylor.
Okay.
I would say if we're talking about strictly this year, I think that Achane could possibly be better than Cook. I think.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then
Montgomery.
I'm fine. I think Gianti might.
Gianti will have a better season than Montgomery.
Yeah, I agree. He's gonna have more opportunities.
Honestly, I kind of want to do that.
I'm down with that too. Honestly.
Just because of the split carries,
Yeah, he is the second option,
good,
basically.
Still good, but okay.
Something makes me want to move Connor down too. I don't know what.
Like
yeah, I think that's fair. I may even want to move Bucky Irving above Connor. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to move Mitson above Montgomery.
Okay. What do you think about Hubbard?
Hubbard?
I know you don't have a lot of faith in Hubbard.
I just don't have a lot of tape, I've never watched him.
He did good, 1,200 yards last season.
I gotta check him out.
Yeah. I think he'd be above Montgomery as of stat-wise.
Dude, Montgomery was over here.
Dude,
what happened?
I just think this upcoming year, I think Gibbs is going to get a lot more.
That's what we thought last year, and then
but there's a new coordinator.
New coordinator. That's true.
New coordinator.
It will be interesting. Okay.
So we'll see.
Because at the beginning of last year, we all like, Gibbs 100% has that backfield, and then it was just split carries again.
Yeah. But he did more with it.
After Montgomery got injured.
That's true.
I just don't know, man.
I know, it's hard.
I feel like Montgomery could bite us in our butt.
Do you feel like we have Gibbs too high then?
Okay, I'm okay with putting him behind Bijan.
Yeah, there you go, baby.
As much as I would like to put Josh Jacobs above him, I'd say no.
Yeah, I think stat-wise, Gibbs will still have a good season, but I think they're still going to split carries, to be honest. Maybe like more of like a 60-40 instead of a 50-50 like these past few years. What do you think about that one now?
This is all messed up here. I'm not.
Yeah, everything below average is kind of messed up. Yeah, I like that.
I can live with this.
Yeah, I like the top 20 for sure.
Okay, this is it.
That's it.
All right. Should I post this in the Discord?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put a disclaimer. Don't look at the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom. Everything past the average is, up for debate.
Backup is like kind of organized at the front end.
Somewhat, yeah.
But everything else is just thrown together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate everybody who's stuck through it. I see we'll still have a few viewers, so if you guys enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this type of content, let us know. Hit that like button, just the big thumbs up. Just punch it right now on your screen. Subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel a whole lot doing those two things. We will be live again next Monday Hopefully there'll be some more news so we can talk about news and not do another tier list because I don't want to rank wide receivers. I hate ranking wide receivers. It's not my
There's
favorite
gonna be
thing to do.
so many more.
Yeah, we gotta make our own for that one because
Yeah.
this was too much in my opinion.
Yeah.
But thank you guys all for tuning in. We appreciate everybody. And then until next time, everybody, as always, keep on grinding.